Hello, my name is Daniel Yuck. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. In today's video, we are going to be diving into an in-depth review and taking a close-up look at this Greywash set from a company called Mummy. By the end of this video, you will know what to expect from the Horus Greywash set from Mummy. Should you have any questions at any point throughout this video, I encourage you to drop a comment down below. Rest assured, I'm going to do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as my YouTube. I have Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, all under Daniel Yuck. I would appreciate the support over there as well. With that being said, let's get right on into this. I will be leaving my Amazon affiliate links and other affiliate links for you in the description below, so you can check out the gear featured in this video on your end. I would also like to thank Mummy for sending me out this Greywash to bring you all an in-depth honest review. I'm very excited to see what this has to offer and what the tones look like. Let's take a close-up look at the packaging here. From there, we can take a close-up look at the contents, then we get into the performance. You kind of get the idea from there. This right here is the box. Again, this is from Mummy. It is a Greywash set, a pre-made Greywash set, and it's called Horus Greywash set. That's the front. It is a 5-piece Greywash set, according to this right here. So that right there is the packaging. This is a slip that's under the box right there. Now, the way that we are going to open up this Greywash set is going to be by pulling this tab like so on this side right here. Just simply pull it on open, and we are greeted with the 5 different bottles here. Now, if we take a closer look, this one's going to be a 20% Greywash. We have 40, 60, 80, and then we have triple black. So I would use this one for lining, and then these 4 for my shading. Here we have the bottles close up. As you can see, we have the 20, 40, 60, 80, and triple black. Let's take a closer look at the bottles here. The packaging is pretty nice. I don't think I've ever gotten inks in such packaging, which is appreciated. So I'm in favor of the packaging. At first impressions, let's take a 360 look. I'm going to show you the ingredients and everything here. So as you can see, it says Stero, 30 milliliters, 1 ounce, 20% Greywash from Mummy. Ingredients right here. Expiration date, lot number. Very nice packaging. Let's see if they're sealed here. Yes, they are. So you can see they're sealed. So we're off to a great start with this pre-made Greywash set. Me personally, I love pre-made Greywash sets. I'm always in favor of pre-made Greywash sets. However, I don't mind making my own, but in terms of anticipating my results and consistency, pre-made Greywash sets is pretty much where it's at for me. Here is the 40, and all of them are going to consist of the same ingredients. The only thing that's changing is the amount of pigment that's within each bottle. Now let me just show you, also sealed as well. So all in all, packaging, I do give it a 5 of 5. I am a fan of how these inks come here. Now, you don't have to leave them in this packaging. You can kind of put them on your shelf whenever you do get them, but the packaging, again, is appreciated. Here's the 60. There's the 80 right here. Very, very cool. And the triple black. You can see off the bat, though, that this one is definitely darker than the others. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera, but this one does have a more pitch black hue to it. I think what's cool about the packaging, how they're all together, is you can simply get the box and then shake them all up together, which I feel is a plus. I haven't opened them just yet, but I do think that that's pretty cool. So that right there are the bottles close up. What I would like to do now is switch on over to a different angle. I want to pour out these inks so that way we can take a look at the consistency close up. Right here, I have 5 caps set out. I have some Ink Ease pink ointment going on. I'm gonna pour out the Mummy Greywash set so that way we can take a closer look at the consistency here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from left to right, it's gonna be 20, 40, 60, 80, and then triple black. So this is gonna be the lightest, this is gonna be the darkest. First things first is I wanna get a little bit of ointment, make sure I place them at the bottom, or make sure I place some ointment under the bottom of my ink cap so I don't get them moving around on me, don't have any spillages or anything like that. That's where I am gonna begin, just like that. And then from here, I'm gonna begin pouring out the ink. Always make sure you shake up your inks well, starting with the 20% gray wash right here. We have to remove the seal here, so I'm gonna do that with every single ink that we pour out. Here is the 20% right here. And when I took off the seal, I can tell that it is a lighter form of a gray wash, just based on the seal there. So that right there is the 20. We can see that it does have a thinner consistency to it. You can see that it is moving around. That right there is the 20%. We're gonna repeat this process with all of them. So next is gonna be the 40, 60, 80, and then triple black. Next up is gonna be the 40% right here, 40 gray wash from Mummy. This one is also sealed, so we're gonna have to remove the seal here. I wanna show you what I meant. You're gonna see that the seal right here has a sort of like faded black to it as opposed to a full saturated black. You'll see on the triple black that this is gonna be fully saturated black and it's not gonna have that sort of faded look to it. That right there is a clear indication that these are in fact gray wash sets. Next, just to confirm, is the 40% from Mummy. And this one has a similar consistency to the 20. This one just seems a tad bit thicker. That right there is the 40%. Next up is gonna be the Mummy 60 gray wash. So we're at 60%. So we have 20, 40 poured out right now. 60 is gonna be poured next. Same thing with the seal. You're gonna notice that these are gonna gradually get darker as we get closer to the triple black. As you can see, it's getting a little bit more darker than the other two. That's a good thing. That's letting me know that we are reaching a level of saturation that we need. And then pouring up the 60, it looks like this. So this one is a bit thicker. It's not too thin, not too thick. It's kind of right in the middle. That right there is the 60. The next one is gonna be the Mummy 80% gray wash, 80 gray wash right here. We're gonna repeat the same process. I like that it has this little lift for the seal. Makes it really easy to pull the seals off. And you can see that we're getting tremendously darker. Keep in mind, this is still technically a gray wash, but we're at the darkest gray wash now, which is why it looks like this under the seal. Triple black is gonna be fully saturated, and this is the 80. I can definitely tell that there is a gray wash mix within this 80%. And then from here, what we're gonna do is pour it in there to see the consistency. So this one kind of reminds me of straight black ink, but it has a little bit of a thinner consistency. So just a little bit thicker, and this would be straight black ink. You can tell that it is watered down a little bit just based on the behavior of the ink. That right there is the Mummy 80%. The last one on the list is gonna be the Mummy Triple Black. This is gonna be what I use to line with and do all of the most saturated packing and saturated blacks. Is gonna be with the Triple Black. This right here is straight black. This isn't diluted. This isn't a gray wash. Let me go ahead and show you here. So you can see this cap right here under the seal, it's fully saturated black. This lets me know that this ink would be great for lining. This ink would allow me to reach optimal saturation to whatever level of saturation I'm trying to reach versus these tints right here. So that right there is the Triple Black. Let's go ahead and pour out the Triple Black to see the consistency here. Let's check that out. So it's not too thick, which is something that I am in favor of. Whenever I have thick inks, they tend to dry out really, really fast. So this one, you can see it's more on the thinner side. However, it doesn't seem like it's a gray wash. It does still feel like a lining ink, which is great. That right there is the Mummy Triple Black. Allow me to give you a close-up look at these here. This is the Mummy 20% gray wash right here. You can see that it does have a thinner consistency. Here is the Mummy 40%. As you can see, it does thicken out a little bit in comparison to the way that these behave here. This right here is the 60%. And you can see it's thickening up a little bit more in comparison to the 40. And then here we have the 80, and it's gonna be the same thing. As you can see, it is thickening up as we go down to the thicker one. So you can see the 60 is moving a lot more than the 80. You see there. And then this right here is the Triple Black. So you can see the Triple Black is probably the most stable out of all of them. It moves around a little bit. But you can see the differences right here between the 20, 40, 60, and 80. 20, 40, 60, 80, Triple Black. Inky's Pink Ointment. Okay, so now that we've poured out all of the Mummy Gray Wash set, let's go ahead and switch on over to a different angle so that way we can check out the performance, get an idea as to what we can expect in terms of performance from the Mummy Premade Gray Wash set. After I test out the performance, we'll come back and I'll conclude the video by relaying some of my final opinions and some insight on how I feel about the Mummy Premade Gray Wash set. Let's switch on over to a different angle. So after doing some tattoos with the Mummy Horus Premade Gray Wash set, I would like to conclude this video by relaying some of my final opinions and some insight on how I feel about the Mummy Premade Horus Gray Wash set. When it comes to the Mummy Horus Gray Wash set, I'm going to give this Premade Gray Wash set about a 4.5 stars and a thumbs up, and I'm going to explain why. In terms of performance, in terms of getting varying tones of shades, we do get that within this Premade Gray Wash set right here. One thing that I did notice is that this Premade Gray Wash set, in my opinion, runs a little bit more on the darker end than it does on the lighter end. So if you're looking for a lighter shade, instead of topping off your caps all the way to the top, I would kind of leave a little bit of room and then apply some solution just to dilute it a little bit more if this was too dark for you. However, the 20 is a nice 20 tint, 40 is nice, 60, 80, they do have their individual tones, but I just feel this one's a little bit more on the darker end in comparison to other gray wash sets that I've used. That isn't to say that this is not a good gray wash set, because it is, and especially for the price point, as I mentioned, the performance is there. I am happy with the varying tones that I'm able to accomplish with this Premade Gray Wash set right here. Again, we have the 20, 40, 60, 80, and then this is going to be the triple black. I use the triple black for lining, and then I use these four for shading on several tattoos, and each and every tattoo I got more comfortable with it, and I was able to anticipate the results that I was going to get with this specific Premade Gray Wash set from Mummy, which is a 2 thumbs up in my opinion. I have to be able to anticipate my results when I'm tattooing, so that way I can kind of feel out the outcome of my tattoo, so that way I get a good quality tattoo with a nice read at the end. As I showed you all earlier, the ink does have a nice consistency. Another thing that I noticed about the Mummy Premade Gray Wash set right here is that, for example, when I was using the 20%, it really didn't have a loose, runny feel the way other gray wash sets do in the 20% range, such as Dynamic. When I use a Dynamic 20% gray wash, I kind of feel like it's a bit more loose, and therefore when I hit my canvas with the needle, it kind of pulls up a lot more. I really didn't experience that with this gray wash set right here, and that may be due to there being a little bit more pigment within this gray wash over others. I can't be too sure, but in my opinion, that's what I did notice. I did experience less pulling with this gray wash, which made and provided me with a smoother workflow. It made my workflow smooth using this gray wash set. That was another thing that I am in favor of. So all in all, everything that I would need from a Premade Gray Wash set, I can get from this Mummy Gray Wash set right here. I can get smooth shading, I can get stipple shading, I can use dot work. What's even cooler is that I can even do lining. So I can do an entire tattoo that involves lining, shading, dot work with any size needle with this set right here, because it goes from 20%, 40, 60, 80, and then straight triple black right here. We can line with this triple black, we can saturate and pack with this triple black, we can shade with these. So I do love the fact that I'm able to do any tattoo that should come my way that doesn't require color with this gray wash set alone. So that means that I don't have to go and buy external blacks when I get this. I can use this to accomplish any tattoo that I want. Because of these reasons right here and my experiences with the Mummy Horus Premade Gray Wash set, I'm going to give it a thumbs up and a 4.5 stars easily. Now, the reason why I'm not giving it a 5 is because I feel it is a little bit more on the darker end. Therefore, my personal preference would be just to have my gray washes a little bit lighter. If your personal preference is more of darker ink when it comes to shading, then this gray wash set is going to be right for you. Even if your preference isn't on the darker end, on the lighter end, we can still use this gray wash set, add a little witch hazel to kind of thin it out a little bit more to get a little bit lighter of a tint along the way. I feel like that would work out well as well. All in all, I would recommend checking this one out, and wish I will be leaving my Amazon affiliate links for you and other affiliate links for you in the description below, so you can do so on your end. Should you have any questions at all, I'm going to encourage you to drop a comment down below. Rest assured, I'm going to do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as my YouTube. I have Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, all under Daniel Yuck. I would appreciate the support over there as well. With that being said, I appreciate your time and I thank you for your support. You have a great day. Are you wanting to develop your tattooing skill sets? Now you can practice and develop anytime, any place with an assortment of tattooing workbooks that I've created. With these assorted tattooing workbooks, we can practice our basic lining all the way to advanced lining. We can practice shading, shading placement, dot work, textures, and more. All we are going to need is a tattoo workbook of mine. We can use a pencil, pen. We can even use a tattoo machine with a ballpoint cartridge to develop our tattooing abilities further. That means that we don't need tattoo ink, we don't need napkins or petroleum jelly to get to practicing. Simply open one of my tattooing workbooks and get going. It really is that easy. You can get your hands on one of my developmental tattooing assorted workbooks by simply clicking the links in my description or in the pinned comment section below, or navigating on over to Amazon.com, typing in Daniel Yuck, and you'll see all of the assorted tattoo workbooks that I've created come up. If you have an Amazon account, be sure to follow my Amazon author page as well, as I would greatly appreciate your support. Should you have any questions at all, drop them in the comment section down below. I will do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. Are you needing or wanting tattoo guidance? What about 4K high quality step-by-step follow along tattoo sessions? Or maybe one-on-one tattoo support to get answers to your questions that are specifically tailored to your wants and needs as the artist? You can now become a Patreon where you will gain access to high quality 4K exclusive step-by-step follow-along tattoo sessions. I will be tattooing with you in a one-on-one step-by-step manner where I will be explaining what I am doing and why every step of the way. I will also be doing this in a high-quality 4K format for your optimal viewing experience. On top of the one-on-one support and on top of the step-by-step tattoo session guidance, you will also gain access to exclusive tattoo stencils that you can download and place on your end to further develop your skill sets. I will leave a link for you in the description or in the pinned comment section below, or you can head on over to patreon.com/Daniel Yuck. When you become a Patreon, you will be getting one-on-one support where you can ask me as many questions as you'd like that are specifically tailored to your wants and needs as the artist. You will gain access to exclusive tattoo stencils that you can download and practice on your end. You'll also gain access to exclusive high quality 4K footage where I walk you through each and every tattoo session in a one-on-one step-by-step manner where I explain all the what's and why's along the way. Become a Patreon today. Thank you for your support in advance. I greatly appreciate you.